Hello and welcome. Today we have a VOD review on Hollywood. Looks like a gold Pharah. I've never seen this video before, so I'll be commenting in real time. So let's get into it. I verified, I went forward a little bit to verify that the comp doesn't change. It looks like it doesn't. That's awesome. This comp is super cool. The one problem with this comp is that you have to take it very slowly, very methodically. And that is obviously kind of counter to the way solo queue typically works. So I'm a little bit nervous. And, you know, if this was like a scrim or like, you know, an actual match, this would be great to watch. But for something like this, you have to, you know, take it slowly. So let's kind of talk about that. So, and obviously, you know, it's kind of hard to kind of, you know, get everyone on board in solo queue to like, you know, kind of work together. Especially, you know, if people are yelling at each other about, you know, people not playing meta characters or whatever. So anyways, but you know, in a perfect world, let's talk about how this should be run. Okay, so you got the two healers. That's pretty fine. You got the Pharah and the Mercy. That's great. You know, Mercy then has a lot of verticality to work with and jump around teammates. That's cool. Zen can kind of stay. He kind of has a tough decision in terms of how to position himself, but we won't go into that. Let's kind of talk about how this Pharah player should kind of work into the team. So you have so much firepower with your triple DPS. A lot of area denial, and zoning control with the Widow, and you know, and the other two obviously have some zoning potential too. Now, they also can benefit from this Reinhardt, although there's kind of like a disconnect with the Widowmaker because Widowmaker kind of wants to be further back, but Junkrat can kind of happily stand behind Reinhardt and just spam bust shields and, you know, again, area denial, things like that. So with the Pharah, you don't want to put too much stress on your Mercy in this kind of scenario. She has a lot of low health targets that may take damage, who might get kind of antsy, especially in solo queue. So she'll have to put in a lot of, you know, guardian angel time to run around putting out fires, I'm guessing. So that means as Pharah, you want to be, again, like we talked about, very methodical, use corners, use walls, be very vigilant about not trying to take too much damage. You don't want to just like jump in there, which isn't really good advice for Pharah in the first place, but even more so in this case, slowly massage your opponents into positions they don't want to be. So get them out of cafe, off of ledges, push them into corners, push them into, you know, chokes, and, you know, bust shields, things like that. And then this comp will grind their opponents down. That's kind of the key theme here. Methodically grind your opponents down with all of your area denial, zone control, damage, etc., etc. Okay, cool. Let's get into it.
Attack commencing.
She's behind. She's behind. She's behind.
Oh, what?
See? She's behind.
I have never seen this before. Yeah, okay.
She's
You can get
dead
that.
or not?
Oh, man. So, I think right here, you were giving her a little bit too much respect. Nade should still be down. Let's count the seconds. 5. Yeah. Should be down. And you have 69 health, which means she can't kill you with one left click. She'd have to kill you with a left click, right? It does 60 damage, right? That's what it was nerfed to. Yeah. So she'd have to kill you with like a left click and like a melee. So I would have actually liked you. I feel like you gave her a little bit too much respect. You probably could have turned this way a little bit and then just poked like right here ish, and then just kind of kill her with the splash damage.
She's dead or not?
Yeah. So pretty big mistake, I think.
Yo, the opus.
You got her.
So much.
Wow, this guy's really loud. Okay. Turn down the volume. Okay. Your Reinhardt died. So much for slow and methodical. What is this? I mean, I guess it's gold. Oh, okay, so right there. That's a good first hit, but your second hit is too far to the left. This one that you just shot needs to be further to the right. So you wanted to aim it like right here. You aimed it like right here. So that's a missed kill. It's okay. So they have an Orisa. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. This feels really weird. I mean, yeah. That's all I'll say. Okay, so you missed a left
So
click
you
there.
low, so you low.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Okay,
Hey,
your Widow's
should
popping
be
off.
down.
That's a good left click,
Just
though.
push. Please, push.
So, and yeah, actually, yeah. So your Widowmaker's asking you to push. Actually, that's perfectly reasonable in this situation. To kind of go for a really brawly fight. I think that's fine. Is your Mercy dead?
Waste this opportunity.
So you low.
Nah, she should be alive. She should be coming to you soon, I imagine. And for that matter, okay, so like right now you just turned around. I was gonna mention that. It's a really good skill to develop, to turn around to see where your teammates are and if they're dealing with flankers or divers or any kind of opponent, and that's gonna tell you if you can safely push forward or if you should help them out, collapse onto them, things like that. So I'm glad you did this. It would have been nice if you had done this like when you're here behind on alley. At this point, you could actually turn right and look for your opponent's arrows, the arrows, and just based off that, you can kind of get a lot of information. Okay.
Keep pushing, please.
Okay, nice. She came to you.
Okay, what happened here?
Okay. Let's watch a little more. I'm kind of trying to decide how to frame my advice for you because I'm not sure you're gonna like it.
Keep pushing, guys.
So right there, actually, you could have just gone for an ultimate. Left click and then immediately go for the Q. Actually, at this distance, you might be a little bit too close. You might kill yourself. So you just need to wait like maybe an extra frame or two. Yeah, like, well, now you just booped yourself. But you could have just waited a little bit and then just queued. Just, space yourself out a little bit more. I'm not quite sure why you did that, actually. Riptire got her, though, so that's cool.
Range of the objective. Form up on me.
You made a tactical error.
Okay, so I've done a lot of odd reviews, and this is actually pretty rare that I give this kind of advice. So right now, your biggest problem by far is just a lack of I guess, like, I feel weird just saying like mechanical play. Like, it's kind of more than that. It's kind of like, it feels like you're uncomfortable. Maybe Pharah, but just kind of in the game. Like, I'm not sure if you're new to the game or if you just haven't put a lot of hours into it. Like, maybe you just played it for not very long. And it feels like, just across the board, you're not quite sure, when to use ultimate. Like, your left click aiming's not so great. Your use of your E is it feels kind of random and arbitrary. Also, same with your shift, your jetpack or whatever. Like a lot of people, when you watch them, you can feel that they're very clean about their movements, with their aim, their tracking, their flicking, their ability usage. The timing's right, the positioning's right. There's like all these things that are really clean, and across the board, you're kind of lacking in all of these departments. I don't mean that. I don't say that as a way to bash on you, but it just really feels like you actually just need practice, and just more hours into the game, because there's all these movements and these things that you're doing. Just kind of, it feels arbitrary. It feels like you don't really quite know what to do, and this is something that can't easily be coached. You're actually just better off just literally just playing the game for like another, I don't know, let's just say a lot more hours. You just, plain and simply, you're getting more hours. Maybe try a lower sensitivity. I feel like you've been missing a lot of easy left clicks. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But plain and simply, you just need practice. Like, you just need to practice the fundamentals of the game, and just literally put in more hours. So I'm probably beating a dead horse here at this point. But maybe in like a month or so, maybe 2 months, once you've got more time. I don't know how often you play, but you can then submit another VOD to me, and we can start talking about like strategy, high level stuff, decision making, things like that. Because right now your gameplay is just, from a mechanical, not team fighting, just like a fighting perspective, just kind of like your movements and things like that. It's pretty poor. So we need to level that up first, and then we can move on after that. Okay, I'm sorry if this wasn't very helpful, but I think I stand by my assessment, and hopefully I can see you again in a month or so. Cool. All right. I hope this was helpful in some way. On my Discord, feel free to just hit me up and ask me kind of specific questions. But literally, I need you to just put more hours into the game. Okay, that was a good one. So just like right here, that's a good first one. But then you missed this one. Let me see that again. So that's a pretty good first left click. A little bit too low. Actually, that one's not so bad, but this next one is actually pretty damn good. You read her movements perfectly. So maybe in this game you underperformed, at least so far. Maybe you were just kind of warming up. Like, I don't know, yeah, maybe like you just needed to warm up. So that could be it, right? Like maybe just play quick play for 1 or 2 games or go in the practice range or something. That's something a lot of people attest to. So anyways, cool. I hope this video was helpful, and if you liked it, please subscribe. Thank you.